So the shareholders are voting on the Activision Blizzard deal, and this article has come out on the same day that these votes were being held. And this is from Bloomberg, and it's written by Jason Schreier and Brody Ford. And they're talking about the Activision Blizzard deal and whether it's going to fail or not. They seem to think that there is a decent chance that it is going to fail throughout this article. So they go through it, they go over a bunch of stuff, and they're saying here that Wall Street is betting that Biden antitrust enforcers could unravel one of the largest mergers in U.S. history. So as you know, right now, the stock for Activision Blizzard is around $76 or so. And once this deal goes through, you're going to get paid out at $95 per share, which would be about a 25% gain on your stock. And they're saying here that this indicates that people see risk that the buyout won't close as planned. The risk premium is more than double that of, they say, the Twitter acquisition that we gotten from Elon Musk's offer of $44 billion. And it's higher than most of the announced but still pending deals that are being tracked by Bloomberg. So they're saying because of all of this, and with more enforcement coming from Joe Biden, from the FTC, and wanting to look more at these big deals from these massive companies and these mergers and acquisitions, that there is a good chance that this deal isn't going to go through. Continues on here to say, tough talk from President Joe Biden's antitrust enforcers is fueling investors' fears the deal could be blocked or subject to delays even if it prevails, and it will also need approval from other governments like the European Union and China. Now we know that this has until June 2023 to close, which will make Microsoft the number 3 gaming company and give them access and ownership to some of the biggest titles in all of video games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, and probably the biggest or one of the biggest mobile games out there, one of the biggest mobile game developers out there, King, with Candy Crush, which made $2.58 billion in revenue last year. But there was a vote and it's expected to be approved, this deal. And in fact, when it comes to the Activision Blizzard stockholders vote, we got the news here that it has been voted for approval, with 98% of the shares voted at a special meeting today and were in favor of the proposed transaction. Bobby Kotick saying today's overwhelmingly supportive vote by our stockholders confirm our shared belief that combined with Microsoft, we will be even better positioned to create great value for our players, even greater opportunities for our players, and to continue our focus on becoming an inspiring example of a welcoming, respectful, and inclusive workplace. Seen things come out, some little groups who own stocks of Activision Blizzard, like the SOC Investment Group and Activist Group, telling their shareholders to vote against this deal because they don't think the $95 per share is the highest that they could go in terms of the price of the stock, as we've seen Activision Blizzard get above $95 per share. And they think this because all of the scandals that have come out from Activision Blizzard obviously have pushed down the price of the Activision Blizzard share. The performance of Call of Duty Vanguard, although it's like still the best-selling game via the NPD and the numbers that have come out for games that are being sold currently, it still didn't perform as well as previous Call of Duty games, and those types of things will push down the actual value of the share if they're not meeting their goals. So with all of that being said, $95 per share right now is still a great deal because it's at like $76. But a lot of people are thinking that it could go back up to where it was, like 100, 104, 105, and they're not getting the best deal by selling and then cashing out at that $95. But they also focus on other things that I find just extremely weird. It just doesn't really make too much sense when they talk about things like the golden parachute for Bobby Kotick, which he could be walking away with $375 million when this deal closes. And yes, I guess you look at that and you think that he was the CEO, he was the big boss when all of these bad things were occurring. He was not looking at any of the complaints, he was pushing it under the rug, and he is going to be walking away with a lot of money. But there's two options here. You leave Activision Blizzard the way that they are and the way that they are functioning, which is a very bad and toxic workplace overall from everything that we have seen, and you keep Bobby Kotick at the top, or this deal goes through and Microsoft gets it, which, as we know, is a very good workplace from all the reports that have come out, from all of the Glassdoor ratings from previous employees who have shared their experiences. And you kind of just bite the bullet that Bobby Kotick is getting away with $375 million. He's getting that golden parachute, and that's just the way it is. But at the end of the day, more people are going to benefit from the fact that Microsoft is now going to be in ownership of Activision Blizzard, and more employees are going to benefit because of this. And I just don't see the correlation here between trying to stop one person getting away with all of that money versus benefiting hundreds and thousands of employees by giving them a better place to work. Now, in terms of the deal being reviewed by the FTC, which is led by Lena Khan, which we haven't really heard anything from regarding this deal, but they have been advocating for a more forceful approach for reviewing the deals. And they give some examples here that under her leadership, they have blocked deals by NVIDIA with the acquisition of ARM, as well as Lockheed Martin's deal for the Aerojet Rocketdyne Holdings Incorporated, and also resurrected the FTC's monopoly case against Meta Platforms, which they're trying to seek to split off WhatsApp and Instagram from Meta. So there's still fear. There's still people who are naysayers against this, saying that there is a lot of pushback against big tech platforms from acquisitions and mergers and acquisitions, and that they're going to be harder on these types of deals. But then there's also the other side of the coin where people are just not worried about this going through at all. You have Wedbush Securities analyst Michael Patcher, who we've talked about previously on this channel when he was making his claims of PlayStation going away in 10 years, or at least not being the same company it is. And after he said that, it was kind of interesting because it's like PlayStation will still be here in 10 years as well, but at the same time, they will be different. We're already starting to see them transfer in the way that they do their business, getting more into the subscription base, putting more games on PC. So depending on how you look at that statement, he was right in the sense that in 10 years, I actually do think PlayStation will be completely different, as I've talked about this many, many times, but I in no way think that PlayStation is just going to completely go away. But he says here that he places the odds of an FTC lawsuit at 10% and the chances at winning a case at 0% due to the difficulty in defining the concentrated market that this merger would cause. And that's something people have talked about many times, is that Microsoft isn't going to be a monopoly by this purchase. You look at the industry, how spread out it is, how many different companies there are, and how many companies own just so many different developers and publishers. But the main thing he attributes the fear of this deal not going through to is the lack of familiarity with the video game industry, saying the agency can't win this one. So if they can't win, they're not going to sue, and Microsoft's going to call their bluff. Biden's new antitrust chiefs have said they're willing to take risks on big cases. So, I mean, this article comes out just at the time of the shareholders vote is going through. It's pretty much just a fear, uncertainty, and doubt article. I mean, the news probably just isn't too exciting these days, so they have to put something out like this. I really don't foresee at all this deal getting blocked. I think it's all just kind of garbage reporting, people trying to make something out of nothing. We even saw Hogue Law here tweeting this out. There's no indication that Wall Street believes that the deal will fail. Microsoft and Activision is trending at 70-30 from the market, with a year plus of time value of money. Discounts in an inflationary environment are also incorporated. Complete unmitigated bullshit. And I mean, I think that's a pretty spot on take here from Hogue Law into what this is. Just kind of garbage reporting, kind of garbage journalism. There's nothing going on here with this deal not going through, but I mean, they have to be able to post something, they have to be able to talk about something and publish something. And I'm talking about, a lot of people are going to be talking about this article, so it is kind of working. But the point here is just to kind of get something out there and get people talking about, and have some fear, uncertainty, and doubt around something that honestly probably there shouldn't be any fear, uncertainty, and doubt around.